Greetings and peace, everyone. Right now, I'm just allowing the energy to flow. Naga Samurai Goichi. About to go live, do a full demonstration and things of my bug out bag because I believe these things are important. So before I even move forward, allow me to say to everyone, be at peace, be at love. I'm going to speak peace. I'm going to speak positivity. I'm going to speak love. I'm going to speak good communication and just overall greatness over this live stream. Again, I am doing these things because I desire for people to be prepared, desire for people to do things on their own. So like I said, in a minute, I'm gonna let the energy, just kind of build, and then we're gonna go through the bug out bag system, and we're going to move forward from there. Good evening. How are you, Proud Glamour? You are such a wise and beautiful woman, Glamour. You speak with passion. Candy Shay, how you doing? I wanted to say this too. It wasn't my intention. I don't like to step on anyone's live, And Light Cafe, what's going on, brother? Long time no see, man. Long time no see. But yeah, I don't like to step on anyone else's live, so I just hope that I did things with respect and in order. But in a minute though, like I said, I'm gonna begin to really go down through this bug out bag system, and also whoever's interested, we can also talk about that. So all of these things to me are what's important with what we have going on. We are going to have our mind and our spirit together for the things that are coming. Of course, the body, needs to, have its attention too, but most of us are going to perish if we don't have our mind and our spirit together. So this bug out bag, it won't have to be something that you have to do it this way, but I'm just giving suggestions on things that you can do, and I just desire for everyone to be prepared in case of anything. It is so much shit going on, and we don't know what's gonna happen. That's good, brother. You say you've been grinding. I'm excited too that you're in here. Like I said, I'm a spiritually led man, Glamour, and to everybody else. This was in my spirit to get this out. Like I say, y'all know me by now. I don't care about the numbers and the views. I just hope that I can reach that one or maybe two people who are inspired to do something different, to prepare, be prepared to love and accept others. And one thing I want to say to y'all too, one thing that's very important to me is that like all that stuff that I talk about with archery and martial arts and protection and all this stuff, I have to be able to make sure that I can do these things myself. And so that's also my warning to everyone else. If you're speaking something, be ready to live it, because things are going to change here soon. All right, about to get started. So I'm gonna be switching the camera back and forth, to show things. I'm gonna move pretty quickly. I'm also gonna show you an experiment that I found with a very, very, very cheap fire starter that'll really get your fires going quickly and easily. So the initial breakdown that we're pretty much looking at, we have food. Hold on, give me a second, y'all. Let me get this other lights. I think it. Tell me, is it dark? Tell me, is it dark or whatever? So give me 1 second. And any questions or anything, we can definitely, go over it. First and foremost, this is part of the tool system, but I don't know how well you can see it, but basically this is a solar power light that can float, and it charges by the sun. You can see those dots to let you know how much energy. I haven't had this thing outside in months, and it's still that much energy. And it's waterproof, and you can charge your phone with it. You just have to take and blow it up. I'm gonna be using this as an extra light source in case the stuff I'm trying to show is dark. Just showing you, it's pretty freaking bright. And that's SOS mode. So okay, let me go back up and see. Okay. Exactly what I desire to do. You got it all right, brother. That's what I'm going to show the experiment with. When you have the dry lint, you add a little bit of Vaseline to it. You have a serious, strong fire starter that actually lasts for a while. So now, once again, going back over this stuff, you have food, protection. This is part of your sleep system. Then you also need some tools that will, that'll be convenient. I'm gonna break these tools down. This is a shape-shifting saw. That is a hatchet, some needle and thread, and that is a multi-purpose. I'm also gonna break down this shovel. But you do need some tools because you might have to protect yourself with these tools, and you will definitely need to, procure firewood and things of that nature. Where did I get the light from? I actually got it off eBay. A lot of stuff that you see down here, I got it off eBay. And like I said, I go over the different things, but this is what I call the supply section. So I have let me see. It's basically like a bunch of different things: Band-Aids, antiseptics, painkillers, burn cream, bandages, liquid skin, stuff like that. So I tell people to get blood clot, but I'm telling you, if you are in that situation, you can take dirt, and stuff it into the wound to stop the bleeding. So and then that's in that same category, stuff like duct tape, minor tools. That is the poor man's cement. You can fix so much stuff with having some duct tape. Extra batteries for your sources of light. Nails, also very important. Again, I want to reiterate that you don't have to have what I have, but I'm giving you an idea of some of the essentials. And before I'm done, I go back over the things that without a shadow of a doubt that you need. So, all right. So the nails. This over here is the shelter system. Like I said, I'm gonna break everything down. I'm just going over it. And also you need clothes. So food, shelter, and clothing. That is exactly what you need to go in your bug out bag. What your bug out bag should end up being is something that literally, if you were just getting out the shower and the shit hit the fan and all you could do is grab your bug out bag, you would be okay. And again, that consists of food, shelter, and clothing. And then of course, your extra things like your firearms and a few tools. Alright. So for the clothes, my suggestion to everyone is find you a really, really nice pair of coveralls. A really, really nice pair of coveralls. The coveralls, they will serve a consistent purpose. I know these things are bright and multicolored. I can always spray paint them, but the coveralls will give you the essence of just having clothes. Whether it's summertime or whether it's wintertime, you will have something that covers your whole body all the time. If they're rugged coveralls, you definitely can get down on the ground and build your firewood and things of that nature. But if you have nothing else, get you a nice pair of rugged coveralls, because if you simply have socks, drawers, and t-shirt, now you have full clothes on now from head to toe. And there's one thing that goes with that. This is called a bivy roll. I thank you, Grandma. The bivy roll, it consists of a pair of socks, drawers, and t-shirt that is rolled up. You need to have at least one bivy roll so that you can change into dry underwear. If you can keep your underwear and stuff dry, you'll survive. Because if not, you'll catch cold even in the summertime. So a bivy roll, again, a pair of socks, and on the inside of those socks, there's a t-shirt and a pair of underwear. Now moving on to our shelter section. First and foremost, you need a lot of paracord. I got the paracord off eBay. It's typically under $5. This is 100 feet of different color paracord. The paracord can be used to make weapons like I do with the bows that I make. The paracord can be used to build shelter. Use the paracord to make a makeshift sling or a belt or a shoestring or something of that nature. All right, moving on. A very simple, heavy-duty trash bag. This is a 55-liter construction bag made from, I think it's, what's the name of that company? Yeah, Hefty. This thing, you can stand in it and it will support your weight. Again, an industrial strength or industrial size garbage bag or contractor bag. They can throw bricks and wood and all this stuff. It does not break the bag. It does not tear the bag. So this will come in handy as being something like a bivvy. You can actually lay inside of that, and it'll keep the moisture off, and the plastic will actually keep you warm. You could always cut it in half. You can make you a shelter with it. And also you can use it as a poncho. Be a little sweat in there, but with the punch, but you can cut 3 holes in and put over your body, and you will have a serious waterproof poncho. So there's just a few things with it. Then we have our mosquito net. I often tell people and warn people about how often how important the mosquito net is, because it'll keep all type of bugs away from you. It keep bees, wasps, it keeps out ants, all of those things. And I tell people all the time that if you're trying to survive somewhere or things of that nature, if you can't keep the bugs off your ass, you will definitely lose the war. Bugs and the ground will kick your ass. So make sure that you have a way to keep the critters off of you. Other alternate shelters and covers, you have your standard Mylar blanket that reflects heat really well. Then you also have a Mylar, what they call tube tent. It is shaped in an A-frame. You find you 2 poles or 2 trees, and you run the string through the top of it. And you can use your shoes or your clothes or something like that to set 4 corners, and you will have a windproof and waterproof shelter. You may have to improvise on what you put on the ends of it if you want it closed in, but other than that, you crawl into the middle of this tube. Nice sized people can definitely, have shelter, and they'll be able to stay dry, things of that nature. So these are other alternative quick shelters that are lightweight, again made out of Mylar. So now going back over here again to the utility section, like I said, you have your medical kit with your different creams, but I want to add something that most people don't know about. If you want to stock up on things like antibiotics and penicillin, you can go and buy fish antibiotics or fish penicillin from anywhere, and trust me, they work just the same. So if you're trying to store up on your things of that nature like medicines, definitely look into fish antibiotics, because they are the same thing and they do work. Like I said, do not forget your duct tape. You can fix things, again, make it shelter, all types of things that duct tape will be useful for. You can repair your tents, you can repair your nets, all of that type of things. So now moving on over here to light sources. Let me see what's out the way. I personally prefer that you have headlamps, because you can still have your hands, you can use both hands with the headlamp. Where did I find all this shelter at? I got it, like I said, I went on eBay, let me go back over here because of the question. Like I said, the Mylar blankets, you can catch them on sale on eBay. You can make them out of a shelter, but that definitely will keep you warm, keep the sun off you, hide your body heat. You can line a tent up with those, and a few candles will keep you warm. The A-frame, and then I didn't mention the tarp. And I always suggest putting like really brightly colored strings when you use your tarp so that you don't trip over your shit. But this is a tarp, if I'm not mistaken, this is a 10x6, and you can put it on the ground. You can, open it up pretty wide. It's very waterproof to cover your tent, just to cover yourself, like a lean-to type of shelter. And you can also use that size to make an A-frame, sort of like what you saw on this, you can turn your tarp into one of these as well. So this is a very, very important tool. This is one thing you cannot be without. You need a really good tarp. But yeah, back to the light sources. You have to have multiple light sources. I'm telling you, that dark will kick your ass if you don't have a light source. And again, I suggest you do the headlamp, because the headlamp will leave your hands free, and different modes with the headlamp. That's black light, infrared, so I can be able to pick up on the trail of like animals that they're using the restroom and things of that nature. Picks up on that type of thing. Then the green is if I need to see and there's animals around, they can't see in this spectrum. So I can switch to this and still be able to see for a certain distance in the dark, but the animals won't be able to visually see this spectrum. SOS mode. I think those are all the ones. I thought there was a red on here. Guess not. Alright, let's move on to these tools. Very, very strong twine for multiple purpose, to be able to sew your clothes, to be able to stitch a wound. Also, you can sew your tent back and things of that nature. And with some of this twine, you could also use it to make a bowstring, an emergency bowstring, also fishing line. That's what it comes with, 2 heavy-duty needles, and it can be used for many, many purposes. You have your standard multi-purpose tool. It has the vice grips on it. It also has a blade, several screwdriver heads, and I think a person needs one really, really nice multi-tool, just in case. You never know what you might have to rig up, what you have to get into or get out of. I'm gonna switch the camera for a minute. Your standard hatchet. This is great. I don't know how to do it, y'all. Tell me if it's too dark. Good evening. You have a good evening as well, Candy Shell. Be blessed and be well. But we have our standard hatchet here. Just a small one, enough to be able to split your wood. Also use it for defense if need be. So I suggest one of these. Very lightweight, very sturdy. I have the one that's made by Gerber. And it's backed by Bear Grylls, if y'all know who that crazy white guy is. So again, your standard hatchet to definitely be able to protect yourself and to procure firewood, things of that nature. Hopefully that's better. So now one of my favorite tools, this is the shape-shifting saw. So this right here, it can be used as sort of a club weapon in an emergency situation, but this is a saw that's able to shape-shift, and I'm about to show you how it works. A very effective saw. I have cut some 4-inch branches with this particular saw. Comes with 2 of these blades. I hope that y'all can see this. It looks dark to me. But anyway, 2 saw blades. And these pieces that break down, I'm about to turn it into a saw for you. Place your saw blade. And you use the other end to slide through. Find your other peg, you make it tight. So now you see that you have a fully functional saw. Maybe that's better that way. But yeah, fully functional saw. Like I said, I have got through 4-inch green logs with this saw in particular that breaks down and show us how you're going to pack. Yes, like I said, toward the end, I am definitely going to, pack it back, but also I'm going to go over just the things that you really need without a shadow of a doubt. Because like I said, most of this stuff is optional. You have to follow your mind and your spirit when you are doing your bug out bag. You have to get what's best for you. Like I said, these are all suggestions. So, like I said, got the saw. Let's break it back down. Everything goes right back inside itself. So once again, it's back to where it was. Saw. Try something different. I don't think that's any brighter. Next tool I want to show you. This is what you call a multi-purpose shape-shifting shovel. The base piece of the shovel. See, I've been using this thing. It has your knife edges on here. It also has a bottle opener or puncturer. On the other side, I don't think I'll be able to show it, but let's see. But there's a measurement system that runs along this line. So this little bitty shovel right here, you use it through a tightening system. I'm reaching inside here, there is a hidden compartment. And this saw itself that comes with this system, it actually works pretty well. Screwdriver end. Also has a compass on the end. Very important that you have a compass. Now, out of all the tools I've shown, go ahead and mark this on your list as one that I believe that is a must-have. A very well-constructed multi-purpose shovel. Like I said, it actually comes with a saw blade. You maybe can't get through the stick, but this is a very durable saw blade. At least gets you to 2.5 inches of green wood, and if you're cutting dry wood, it'll be even easier. Like I said, it has multiple weapons. You can use this as a weapon. You can dig with it, especially if you're trying to do a Dakota fire. And like I said, it has saw blades, so you can hit it hard against tree roots and get tree roots and things of that nature out of your way. And these hexagon shapes that you see can also be used as a screwdriver or something to, unlock certain bolts. Wrong way. Just want to go. Oh, nope. I have this wrong Excuse me, y'all. Yeah. It's not that one. Wow, y'all. I'm tripping right. Oh. We'll get it later. Shit happens. Now we moved on from our tools. Let's go over first of all to our gear. This is a Mali 2 rucksack, military army issue. It can hold up to 200 pounds. I know I've broken many rules with people because of how heavy my bug out bag is. Mine is about 75, 80 pounds. And they often talk about how heavy it is, but I tell people, you have to have what you need, that you feel you need. Don't let anyone else tell you how to put your bug out bag together, because everything that I have here in my spirit, in my mind, this is all stuff that I'm going to need. And if the bug out bag is heavy, then it is up to me to exercise and to make sure that I can carry what I have. So again, in particular, this is a Mali 2 rucksack and ACU digital camo. Army surplus, again, eBay. Make sure that you have the equipment. The equipment is very important. So that's another thing to put on your list. Make sure that the bag that you are using can support what you want to do. Get and invest in a really, really good bag. All right, y'all, we finna get into this sleep system. So let's turn the camera around. I'm about to explain this sleep system and why the sleep system is something that you cannot do without. So right here, I got my stuff sack. And this stuff sack, what the stuff sack does is that you're able to, kind of put things down in there, and you're able to draw it tight and be able to really compress it. So let's get the stuff sack unpacked. Now, when I talk about a sleep system, I'm talking about a 3-part system that you can use in all weather: winter, summer, spring, and fall. I am telling you, sleep, being able to sleep comfortably and peacefully, is going to be a convenience that we all need to add. I don't focus on conveniences when it comes to, bugging out, and when it comes to, really having to move a certain way. Conveniences mean nothing, but I'm telling you, you are going to have to sleep peacefully. You're going to have to be able to be warm and be cool, things of that nature. So I'm about to show you a sleep system that works all year round. All right, everyone, this is a full sleeping bag, intermediate military sleeping bag. As you see, it's an OD green. And the purpose of this bag is to serve as an intermediate bag, which means you can use it in weather down to 30 degrees. Well, actually, 30 degrees, and up to about, whatever else. You don't have to use the bag, but this bag will keep you warm enough, and it's very thin and lightweight. So get you a good sleeping bag. Like I say, go out and look for these things. Don't be ashamed to buy things that have been used. You can wash them and redo whatever you need to do with it. But this is an intermediate U.S. military sleeping bag that can keep you warm up to, 30 degrees. We're down to 30 degrees. Now, the rest of the sleep system, as you see, I have a tarp inside of here. And on top of the tarp, there is a wool blanket. wool blanket is actually pretty long. It goes the length. So this is like a, if I'm not mistaken, a 7 by 5 wool blanket, and this tarp is also a 10 by 6. So now, what your system consists of? Give me a second. In order to truly stay warm, even in the winter, even if you were on the snow, you would take out your tarp. What you would do is lay the tarp on the ground. Then you would take your sleeping bag. Put your sleeping bag. So now, again, I hope it's not too dark, but what I'm roughly showing is that there are things called bivvies that you can spend a whole lot of money for. You can go and buy you a bivvy. B-I-V-V-Y. Bivvies are basically very, very waterproof and warm plastic shelters. Basically like a really strong plastic bag with a little Mylar in it. But if you take your tarp and you wrap the tarp around yourself, and then you get inside of your sleeping bag and also put your wool blanket around you, you have 3 layers of protection. Now, the ground may not be comfortable, but I guarantee in the snow with nothing else, this will keep you warm. The waterproofness of the tent will definitely keep the snow and the rain off of you. Then you have your secondary intermediate sleeping bag, which will give you the layer of warmth. And then inside, wool is important. The reason why I always suggest wool blankets is because no matter what, even if the wool is wet, it will still stay warm. It can be very, very wet, but the wool will stay warm. All right. So I'm moving it out of the way so I can move on. So again, that is your sleep system. That is a system, again, consisting of a tarp, a wool blanket, and a nice sleeping bag. Again, do not worry about getting things used that are old military surplus. You can wash them, and those things are serviceable. We have to think about it. If the men and women who are going to war in this country are using these items and they're still in good condition, why would it fail us? So that's what I look at now. The number one convenient item that I suggest that everyone go and get, look on eBay. There is a type of sleeping pad, called Climate. Climate specializes in being very thin, and it's also comfortable. Trust me, I have slept on this thing on a very rough ground. I slept like a baby. So I'm going to tell you again, one of the few conveniences that you need is to be able to sleep comfortably. Because if you can't sleep, you're not going to make it. You won't have any energy or anything for what tasks that need to be done once this happens. So, and I guarantee you with this, all you have to do is turn the tab and blow into it. You don't need air matches air pump or anything. But if you blow in this about 20 good breaths, what's going on, Brother Tat? How you doing? But if you blow into this about 20 good breaths, it expands to about maybe 2 inches. But I guarantee this gives you good sleep. So the only convenience that I am advocating for is a convenience of being able to sleep peacefully and comfortably. And you can find these on eBay right now for about $35 if you look for the Recon. It's called the Climate Recon, K-L-Y-M-I-T. And I endorse this as something very, very warm and soft and comfortable to sleep on. I hope everybody's doing all right. All right, y'all, we're just about done. Got about 2 more sections that I'm also show the fire experiment, and we'll get out of here. So to all that's in here, I thank you. My only prayer again is that the message gets across to someone who needs it, desires it, and who would help. I'm here to be in service to you all. Get everything back tight later. Now, we're now on our food portion. I always suggest MREs, which are meal ready to eat. MRE. They have different kinds, different flavors or whatever, but what it mostly consists of is a main dish that is something like a thick pasta or stew. It also has a large cracker that can work for your bread. It has a drink mix. It has a coffee mix. It has sugar. It has salt and pepper. It has fruit and nuts. It also has, something sweet like some candy. It has utensils. So this is basically a complete meal to give you all of your calories, for a day. And if you really know how to stretch this stuff out, one of these can last you 3 days depending on how you want to eat the food. So, like I said, there are other types of survival food, but the MRE is the most versatile. It's lightweight, and you don't have to cook it, unlike some of the Wise meals and things of that nature. So, last but not least, just going into protection. This is a high point to all of my gun lovers and enthusiasts. You can miss me with the insults. Yes, this gun is big as shit. We're not gonna lie about that. This is, if nothing else, I just hit your ass with the gun. But however, this is a 45 high point, and I guarantee this blowback model, whatever they've done to it, I have not. Yeah, I am making a bug out kit, but I'm showing everyone else how to do it too as well, brother. But in this gun has not let me down. I have put over 100 rounds down the range, and this gun has not failed me. So again, it doesn't cost that much. This one, brand new, is like $179 here in Tennessee anyway. Got a couple of mags, some extra rounds to go, and this is going to go in the bug out bag. Because as I said in the beginning, our purpose is to, if we just got out the shower and we have no clothes on, yes, it is a 45. If we got out the shower, we didn't have no clothes on, and all we could do is grab our bug out bag when the shit was hitting the fan, this is what we, want to be able to do, is have food, shelter, clothing, protection, being able to, make weapons and procure firewood, things that are very, very important. All right. Now, the last section we're going to go to, now we're coming over here to our cooking section. Let me go back over everything right quick. You have your clothing. You have your shelter building materials, which again consists of paracord, a very large 55-liter construction trash bag. Like I said, it will not tear on you. It'll make a good poncho. It'll make a good bivvy. Again, a bivvy is a sack pretty much like this with a little Mylar in it, and it'll keep you warm and out the rain. Once again, very important part, mosquito net. If you cannot keep the critters off your ass, you will lose. This is the other convenience I want to tell everybody about, outside of the sleeping pad. But get you a mosquito net. It'll keep the bees, the wasps, the mosquitoes, and everybody else back. You got to keep them critters off you. You will suffer because of the critters. Utilitarian era, and like I said, everything is compartmentalized to be close. Like I said, first aid kit, poor man cement, duct tape to fix anything, including you. Extra batteries, more duct tape. Do not forget your nails. These will help you build a shelter much more quickly than if you only have paracord and things of that nature. This is a lightweight, sorted nails. Get you some nails. You can hang things, build things, make makeshift weapons, all of that. Hatchet. Protection, procuring firewood. I did the demonstration a little earlier if you missed it, but this is a shape-shifting saw. So again, this goes with the tools. I also have a pretty much a multi-purpose shovel that I was screwing up trying to put back together, but I moved on. So another thing on the list, out of all of these tools, if you could only get one, get this multi-shovel. It has a saw for wood, different weapon types, the shovel itself, all of that. You're going to need to dig. You're going to need to break branches. It has screwdriver ends and a compass. Sleep system, the bag, and like I said, get you a firearm that is pretty reliable that you can put away. Now, last section. This is your cooking needs. That's a good book, by the way. I hope that you can see that. So the experiment that let me go over this first. First of all, what we have is our steel canteen. Really? That's what you're gonna do, Paul? We have our steel canteen, stainless steel canteen, used for cooking, for drinking. You know, you can also use this to purify your water, things of that nature. Get you the lid that goes with it, especially if you're trying to cook and keep the bugs out. It'll make the food cook a little quicker because you have the lid. So stainless steel cup and lid. And if you're going to get you a type of canteen, go ahead and get you a stainless steel or an aluminum canteen so you can also use that to cook. You can use this to boil your water. Maybe you shouldn't cook in it because if you get the food stuck in there, it'll be hard to clean, but you can definitely boil the water to use to pour into your stainless steel, you know, to cook and just to purify water by itself. So if you're going to get a canteen, make sure that you get the set. Get you the stainless steel canteen and cup and lid. Very simple pair of gloves with rubber line on it in case you have to go through thorns or bushes. So have you a good pair of gloves. And fire starting material. I can tell you now, this is a bunch of lint mixed with some Vaseline and some candle tea lights. So now, dryer lint is one of the most flammable things that you can use for a fire starter. So as you see here, I just have some lint. So I can adjust the camera. That's all it is, just some regular old lint from the dryer that I've been saving up. It ignites easily, but it'll burn out too fast. So if you need what is called kindling or your combustibles for your fire starter, look no further than dry lint. It's free and it works. But I'm gonna show you a difference. Just a little bit of regular Vaseline. I'm gonna take, a liberal amount and just add it to this dry lint. Just kind of get it all. Yeah, and it's gonna have your hands nasty, so get ready for that. All right. You don't want to saturate it with the dry lint, but you definitely want to get, you don't want to saturate the dry lint with the Vaseline, but you want to get it in there. So I want to show you a different burn time. Make that a little bit more even. Now, I don't know how the camera's showing it, but for me, to my left, this is just regular dry lint. On the right, you have dry lint mixed with Vaseline. If you have your fire starter going, you would mix your Vaseline with this and you would place it at different places on the fire and set it so that it'll get going. So, using a regular old school flint and steel. This is a ferro rod and a piece of steel. Hold it at an angle. Use your steel against your flint, and when you strike, oops, wrong side. See that? Got a little oil on there, excuse me. See that? That's what we're doing, just like a cigarette lighter. So now I'm gonna get this one going. Oh, it's going. Get this one going. Now, I want to show you the side on the Vaseline is going to burn much longer than the bigger pile that doesn't have anything on it. So again, regular dry lint with a little Vaseline. I have you a nice hot fire starter. lightweight, and it's free. All right, y'all, let me take a pause for the calls, wash my hands, and I'll be back to wrap up. And as you see, the one with the Vaseline, it is still going. So take your Vaseline, get you some dry lint, knead it together pretty good, and kind of pull it apart a little bit and put it back together. All right, everybody. So, how you doing, Mushbar? All right. So, like I said, we getting ready to wrap up. So I'm gonna go over everything again, and after that, like I said, if y'all still want to go over life path numbers, I'll be looking, and I'm going to be taking my time and putting this stuff back together because it is very important how you pack it. I don't know who wants to see that or what's going on, but I try to angle the camera and I'll put it together. But I'm going to take my time and do it, but I'll be here. If I see anything, I come to you. So let's get it done. Let's see where can I put this. This might be the spot. That's not low enough. Give me a second, y'all. That might work. The music is doing what? Yeah, I don't know why all of a sudden I have like poor quality. Yeah, because the other day I had exceptional quality. I don't know what's going on. All right, let me go make an adjustment and come finish up. Start with the sleep system. Put that back together.
Want to keep playing music with your screen off? Start a YouTube Music Premium trial today. Free for 30 days and just $9.99 a month access. Cancel anytime. Switching to trial.
And so what I'm doing is I'm going to use the sleeping bag as the primary folding tool, but the wool blanket as well as the tarp are all going to go inside of the sleeping bag.
When you walked out of the room, I could hear everything. Is it better now? How you pack your gear is very important. So when you're packing your sleeping system up, you're going to start at the foot and you're going to roll as tightly as you can so it can go back into your compression sack. Now the first thing that we want to do, take us a piece of paracord. Got the loop in it so that you can make it tighten up on its own. See that? Keep it together. I don't know what happened with that. Now you have to do is reach on the other string, make yourself a nice little loop, tighten it up, and whenever you get ready to get your sleeping bag, pull that one string, it'll unfurl for you. Excuse me. Now, stuff sack, about $15, makes your life real easy. You can take all that, just put it in the stuff sack, mash it down to the stuff sack. Once you see that you have the majority of it in there, you have this drawstring on one side. Go ahead and tighten it up. Now let's make it smaller. Got these 4 tabs on each side to be able to cinch it down. See how small they got now? And this is an entire sleep system consisting of a tarp, waterproof tarp, also an intermediate military sleeping bag, and then you also have a wool blanket. Again, I suggest wool because wool will stay warm even if it is wet. Got how my tube go? I think it went in this one. Give me a second to figure this out, y'all. I don't really some type of way. Yeah, there we go. Ha! Stick it inside there. Screw it in. Again, this multi-purpose saw, it had a, shovel. It does have saw blades on it, if you can see that. A bottle opener. You have your hexagons to be able to take out screws. This again is a must-have tool because it has a saw good enough to cut 3-inch branches. You can dig up whatever you need to, dig a trench. You can also cut tree roots as well. Pretty lightweight, you know, system. Let's get it done and get all my materials. Whoops. All right. Now with this MOLLE rucksack, you have 2 openings that you have. One at the bottom and also another big opening at the top. And you have a divider in there. So the way that I always pack mine, I always put the sleeping system in first. Again, one of the must-haves. Everything that you put in, press down, you know. You gotta make sure everything is compressed toward the middle. It'll make your, you know, system a little bit lighter. This again is a must-have. This is the Klymit. I'm using that brand in particular because I've used it. So, but Klymit Recon on eBay, sleeping pad, about 20 good breaths. This thing will blow out to a wonderful, like 2-inch thick mattress that is so comfortable. Firearm has its own compartment. I personally keep the firearm toward the bottom to help stabilize as well because of their weight. And I put it between 2 solid structures, which is the sleeping system and the sleeping pad. All right, next down here at that compartment, with the sleeping system, I always put the shelter building materials down there as well. So tarp, paracord, the garbage bag, anything else. All of the other shelters, which consist of the Mylar blankets and the tube tents, put them together. Now you want to get big stuff in there because the bag is going to stretch. So you get your big stuff in there and then squeeze everything out again to push everything toward the middle. the tarp. I took the sleeping system out so I can put the tarp on the very bottom. That should be more. Yes, it is after midnight, and I am not afraid to open my door. Take your paracord, stuff it in on the sides. Take your construction bag, squeeze that in on the bottom as well. And one other thing that I do is I take the hatchet and squeeze that in between as well. Stuffing everything down because this bag has a lot of room in it. Now on to the top part. Hey Preppin', how you doing? Welcome. Have a good night, Tat. So all this stuff I put at the bottom, see I still got all this room on top. So now what we do is we make a base. First thing I'm putting in on top in case I need it quickly is the coveralls. Mosquito net. The bivy roll. Again, bivy roll is socks, a pair of underwear, and a t-shirt rolled up into the two socks. Hey, yip yip. I'm gonna take our salt, pack it on the side. Oh, I'll go back to that. Take our saw and our shovel, pack it on the side. All right, little girl. Neighborhood cat. Our fire starter material, which again is just lint, dryer lint, and Vaseline. Put our canteen system on top. Pair of, not a pair, but some duct tape on top so you can get to that in easy reach. A pair of gloves also go up top. Well, get these first. Got two things I forgot to put at the bottom. But remember the MREs I told you about? They go on top for easy access. And last but not least, easy access to your light source. Put that on top as well. And we're ready to close it up. Uh-oh, pop one of the strings. I got it. Oh, wow. Made a mistake and pulled my string out. Well, I'll fix it very shortly. You can always, even if you can't tighten up the flap, you still have a way of cinching your bag down with the straps that come up from the bottom. Now, like I said, forgot some things here at the bottom. 2 things. Number 1, the shelters. And I suggest that you have a light source. This again is a headlamp. I just got it in plastic because it's not waterproof like the other one. But I always have on both ends an easy access to a light system. Very, very important to be able to get to your light system quickly. This also has a strap to be able to cinch it down. And last up with my utilitarian stuff, this is what you call a butt fanny pack, but I also fill it with all of my utilitarian stuff like my batteries, the first aid kit, things of that nature. Multi-purpose goes in here. Strong needle and thread. The nails go in here. Batteries. More duct tape goes into the utilitarian pouch. Hand warmers just in case. And just a regular face towel. There's my bug out bag complete. I'm good prepping, just getting this bug out bag video done. You know, like I said, just trying to show what I know and, you know, hopefully help. Put it on my knee, one shoulder, other shoulder. So it has, you know, chest straps as well as waist straps. So for me, this is not heavy. So I love you all. I hope this has, you know, taught some things. I hope that you've learned. I'm also willing to share. I'm going to end this live, but namaste, everyone.